Hey guys, it's John Walker with the Walker Group and Keller Williams. We're here today to do a little video, take a few minutes and talk about the lending experience and how to get your financing in order to buy a house. So we have Miss Leslie Bonnette here. She's going to help us out today. She's with AmCap Mortgage. It's a local lender right here on Jackson Street in Alexandria. So we just want to kind of go over some questions of what people ask. We hear a lot, and then she hears a lot because people will contact either me or her whenever they want to start the process. So the first thing is, what does your credit score have to be in order to buy a home? So I'll let Leslie kind of tell you a little bit of what she kind of thinks and what she tells a client whenever she first starts talking with them.
Okay, so my name's Leslie Bonnette, and I'm a mortgage loan officer right here in Alexandria, and I get asked that question a lot. What does my credit score need to be, or what do I need to do to fix my credit in order to buy a house? So we have different loan programs, and different loan programs require different credit scores. So, for example, FHA, an FHA loan, which is one of our more popular loans, we can go all the way down to a 585 credit score with an FHA loan.
That's really good.
Mm-hmm. And then, and with an FHA, you have to have 3.5% down payment with that loan program. There's different. So for rural development, we typically like your score around 620, but with compensating factors, we can go a little bit lower than that. We also do the conventional first-time home buyers with only 3% down. Your credit score needs to be a little bit higher for that program. And we do VA loans. And right now, we're running a new program where your credit score can go as low as 500.
Wow.
Now, there are restrictions to that program. So if you feel like your score is a little bit lower, but you have a little money in the bank, or you have a family member that's willing to maybe gift you 10% down, we can go as low as a 500. So just contact me, and I can go over the rules of that program with you.
Yeah, I need some family members to give me some of that.
Me too.
So yeah, I mean, there's different loan types, different credit scores. If you have no money and you have, like a 450 credit score, well then, we need to just get you on the path of building back up yourself to where you can get in the right position. But you usually have to have one or the other. You either have to have a good credit score, or you have to have good money in the bank, or both.
Correct.
So it's hard to, buy a home with neither. So
or wealthy family members.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So next question I want to hit on that we hear sometimes is people have some misconceptions about debt and their credit. So Leslie, tell us a little bit about the difference between good debt and bad debt.
Sure, and there is a significant difference. So many of my buyers, when I talk to them, they think that having a credit card is a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people think that.
Right.
And actually, it's not. You want to have open trade lines. You just don't want to utilize the full amount of credit available. You want to keep it under that 30% mark. You actually want to keep it lower than 30% because you want to show that you have all this available credit and you're not utilizing it, but that it's there for you. You want it, and also you want to show that you've had this open trade line for a while and you've made consistent payments, never late with those payments as well, because that's actually good credit. Bad credit would be, of course, any collections or any judgments or late payments, things of that sort. That's going to drop your score and it's going to affect you negatively. And if you're utilizing too much of your credit, like maxing out your credit cards, for example, it's going to bring your debt to income ratio up really high, which is also not a good thing. You want to keep your debt to income ratio low, and you want to keep your open trade lines. You want to be able to. You don't want to utilize all the available credit that you have.
Like if you have 5 credit cards, you don't want them all to be maxed out.
Correct.
You just want to maybe have each of them maybe 10 or 20%, and
correct.
Keep them paid. The balance is kind of lower.
Mm-hmm. And then always pay on time.
Okay, always pay on time.
Mm-hmm.
So Christmas is coming. Don't max out all your credit cards. Keep them paid down. I had something that I was going to ask, but I lost it. So let's go on to the next question.
Okay.
So one thing we get, of course, and this for a lender can, I know, depend on the type of loan, but I think I'll ask Leslie, what about money out of pocket when it comes to maybe like an appraisal or closing cost or a down payment? Like what should someone expect? I know it can depend on the loan.
Correct. There are different loan programs. So with each loan program, there are different allowances that the seller can help contribute towards, and we call those seller concessions. For example, with an FHA or a rural development loan, the seller can pay up to 6% of your closing cost. With a VA loan, it's 4%. And then the first-time home buyers conventional program, it's only 3%. So that's going to impact your out-of-pocket and your closing cost. Closing costs are typically that's kind of a hard question. So let me wrap my head around that again. So you're going to have your appraisal that you're going to have to pay for out of pocket, and that's usually around $500, give or take a little bit, depending on if you're doing conventional or FHA. And then if you're buying a mobile home, it's going to be a little different. Mobile home appraisals are a little bit extra, maybe about $100 more expensive. I don't know why they are, but that's just the way it is. It's a little more expensive for the appraisal for a mobile home. And then with a mobile home, you're also going to have an engineer certificate. And sometimes the seller has already done that, and so if they have the engineer certificate, then we can use that. But that's also going to be another out-of-pocket expense. And then you're going to need, you're also going to have your prepaids. You're going to have your insurance and your property taxes. Your insurance, you're able to shop for yourself, or I can give you a list of providers that I have, and we can get you quotes that way to find what, the best, cheapest route for you, what works best for you, who you want to use. That's completely up to the buyer.
So, like out of pocket, we talk about it from like a realtor perspective. Usually you have your deposit and your inspection and your appraisal. Those are your three kind of main out of pocket. But from a lender perspective, they don't really care about the deposit or the inspection. They're more worried about the appraisal and then what you have as far as your money to put down. So that's kind of more what she was talking about for the closing costs. And we can get into it, but we're just trying to kind of give you guys a broad overview.
Yeah, because with the VA and rural development, you're not going to have a down payment. But with the conventional or the FHA or anything or the other loan programs, you're going to have a down payment. So you're going to have your down payment, plus you're going to have your the remaining closing costs that the seller won't cover on top of your prepaids. So many people, we were talking about this just the other day, so many people grew up thinking that you have to put 20% down in order to buy a house, and it's just not like that anymore. That's the way it was maybe for our parents.
Yeah, like
but
now, 70s, 80s, something like that.
It's not that way anymore. We've got so many 100% financing options available, or 3% down if you've got decent credit, or you can always, we've got the FHA, which is 3.5%. So
yeah, so there's definitely some options. Of course, contact us. So I get this a lot, and I'm sure, with Leslie, we both do a lot with social media, and I'm sure we both hear this. We both help a lot of first-time home buyers. Is why should I contact somebody local instead of just going online and clicking on, Lending Tree or Quicken or, not to say that any of those companies are bad, but why should somebody that's like more online, younger, tech into, tech, why should they go to somebody local? And I'll let her speak to kind of the advantages of that.
Well, especially with first-time home buyers, you're going to have so many questions throughout this process because there's a lot of different steps to purchasing a home. And so every day you're going to think of something or you're going to have a question. What if it's after hours? What if it's the weekend? What if you want to sit down face to face with someone and actually have someone walk you through the process and hold your hand and make you feel comfortable and know that you're getting the best information available? I answer the phone after hours. I don't have your typical 8 to 5 hours. You can text me or call me at any time. I was texting with a buyer last night at 10:30, asking me questions. I work on Saturdays. I work on Sundays. You're not going to get that with an online lender. You're going to call an 800 number and you're going to get put on hold and you're going to have to press numbers to go through a robot before you get an actual human being. And you're never going to be able to sit down with that person one-on-one to get your questions answered. And also, I attend every single closing to make sure that if you have any questions during that process, I'm there to answer those questions as well and to make sure the closing and everything goes smoothly.
Yeah, I have to say that she's always been at the closings we've had, and I'll send her leads at 9, 10 o'clock at night. So she's always there on the phone. So I think that's kind of all we have for today. Can you think of anything else?
The only other thing is, and I know a lot of people would rather do things, and you can do it one of three ways. A lot of people like the texting and they like to use their phone for everything. So I have an app that you can do straight from your phone. It takes 5-10 minutes. You can apply for a mortgage right on your phone. But if you like the face-to-face, you're more than welcome to come in and I will gladly sit down with you and walk you through the process and have that conversation with you. Or you can call me and we can do it over the phone. So whichever method you choose. It's pretty simple. I'm able to let you know within 10-15 minutes if you're pre-qualified. Once I get your income documents and I'm able to verify everything, all the information that you've given me, then I can get the letter to John, and then y'all can go start shopping.
Okay. You said something that made me think about it. Okay. What about some documentation? Like I know there could be a lot depending on each circumstance, but what's
Correct.
Like the 2 or 3 that you for sure are going to need from people?
Correct. So when you realize that you are serious and you want to start looking for a home, the first thing you should do is get pre-qualified to make sure that you're shopping for homes within your budget. Mm-hmm. So in order to get pre-qualified, so I can give that letter to John so you can start looking, I have to have certain documents to verify, which is your last 30 days pay stubs, your last 2 months bank statements, your last 2 years W-2s or 1099s, and then in some cases I need your last 2 years tax returns as well. Copy of your driver's license and social security card, and any kind of statement if you have any kind of like a 401k or an IRA, retirement account, anything like that you're thinking about pulling money from or you want to use as an asset, or if you get social security, disability, or any other sources of income, I would need proof of that as well.
Okay, awesome. I think that's it for today. What I'm going to do is this video will go on YouTube and Facebook, and I'm going to get Leslie to send me her link, and so we'll put her link down below in case you guys have any questions. It'll have her phone number and the best way to reach her and all that good stuff. Tell them your phone number.
It's 318-308-7939.
Okay, and you guys can always find us, message us on Facebook. My number is 318-794-6769. So I hope this was helpful. We just crossed over 13 minutes. So I know it was a little bit of a longer video. We try to keep them short, but we wanted to get that. No, it's not you.
I talk a lot.
It's not you at all. We just we wanted to make sure we get content out there. Like some people aren't going to watch the whole video, but then some people are going to use the information on the whole video. So that's what we wanted to do. So thanks, Leslie, for letting us come by today and visit. And I hope this was helpful. And just let us know if we can help. Thanks, guys.